this dispute between farmers and herders?
100% correct.
So what do you think
the permanent way to resolve this dispute is what? The creation of this body, NACDPAMN, National Association of Cattle Dealers, Processors and Marketers of Nigeria, is because of this problem. The president created it and inaugurated the body 23rd of July 2024, and will make sure that all the state chairmen, the president, the national president of this body, will go out there to talk with governors, local government chairman, the custodians of the land, even individuals, to partner with this body to ensure that this thing, a lasting crisis, stop. Now, the way to stop it is that, so many people don't know that there are secrets in this business. It is not only those that are residing in the state that are causing this problem. There are things we find out why I assume office. I come to find out that most of the people causing this problem are migrants.
Migrant herders?
Yes, migrant herders. River State is a well-blessed. No time you won't see water. No time you won't see rain. And the grasses are always green. And by this period now, this is seasonal time, you see that Imo State, Abia State, Northern region, and so on and so forth, there is always a high density of sunlight. And then grasses there is now withering away. And by that, you see, the cattle will begin to find where to eat. And the only place they get, quote and unquote, is Bayelsa State and River State.
Because of the constant rainfall.
Yes. And their grasses are always green. By this time now, our water density is now going down. And then to the extent, those areas that will have waterlogged area, there are potential grasses that grows there. It's natural. And they will always sight on that, make sure that they come. On the process of migrating from other states to River State, because these people are not residing in the state, and they are coming with numerous of pushing to River State, pushing to Bayelsa State.
How do they pass the borders without being noticed by police officers and immigration officers and all the people we see on the road, all the checkpoints and all those people? How come they're not noticed by those people or even checked to see that, okay, these people are not carrying any arms or anything?
You see, these people you see, they don't pass on the major road. They have all the bush tracks because the cattle must eat. Where they are going, the cattle is eating. Wherever they falls, they remain there, right there. And immediately it is so early. Some of them don't even reside. They keep moving so that they can meet up their time. And this is one of the things too. Most of our people in the communities will always see them, collect some of money from them. And then let them go. Grace. Nobody will tell you nobody will ask you anything. And all these things are what NACDPAMN is coming to checkmate. If we truly give them that space to do their work, as President has said. And as a matter of fact, the template that this body is setting to make sure that these things are being checkmated, that no car will cross any states without having the way bill of NACDPAMN.
That's been instituted and being implemented now.
That is what we are working towards.
So how would you tackle these migrant herders?
The way we will only tackle it is that as the federal government is now instituting livestock rangers that will work with us, all the law enforcement agencies, we know the tracks. We know where they go. Most of the people don't know the tracks. And those tracks is where we are going to checkmate by the time we put up our task force over there. And the task force will work. Before you come, if you don't have that template, that way, because that way will state where you are going, the owner of the cattle, and so on and so forth. And you must make sure that you get to that particular place you are going, even though you want to go on land. If you also want to go through a vehicle, load them in the trailer to transport them, we will also checkmate to know if it is a rustling cattle, because that is also another thing happening, causing the banditry problem and rustling problem. So we'll checkmate those things. And we can't do it alone. How can I stop a trailer moving on the highway Only me. Is it possible? No. But with the law enforcement agencies, you see that everything will be checkmated.
So there have been several reports about herders attacking residents and of communities, indigenous of various communities in parts of Iche and other parts. I think mostly in Iche, that report has been coming quite a lot because of, I think, how big Iche is and the many ungoverned spaces they have. Have NACDPAMN heard those reports? What have you done about those cases?
Okay, yes, unlike the recent one that Iche women protested, and I thank Honorable Obodo, the local government chairman. You see, that is why we are making ourselves open to everybody. He quickly called on us, and we arrived there. And when we get there, we could now come to tell him what he don't also understand. Because of when some group of people in a community who have been doing this business with them without minding the disadvantages it causes because they don't have direction. They only just there to work for money. They collect the money, and money they collect is who's of money. Because this money, if NACDPAMN is working on these things, if this money can be used to generate revenue for the state government, generate revenue to the local government, generate revenue to the custodians of the land, and even to the people. Because we will now see that the GDP of the state government will now raise up as to make a very good impact more things into the livestock industry. But because there is no checkmate, there is nobody handling this issue, so how can you say that somebody can hold them? God to Mr. our dear President Ahmed Bola Tinubu for establishing this body, establishing a livestock ministry. Because if this livestock ministry is not being established by him, he cannot see NACDPAMN. He cannot also see a body, an agent body to handle these matters in the states.
So this, how are you handling?
So the way we handle,
have arrests been made? Have been what is?
Of course, we bring those people that are residing within that area, and we sit in a round table conference, and it was there they now make us to understand that it is migrant but not them, because even the community knows those that are residing within their community, and they have stayed there for a long period.
Okay, so the people who committed the crime were not resident
herders,
but migrant herders.
But
then the reports of those that they say in the bush that people can't go to the farm, are those also migrant herders?
Even see, there are some certain things that will be coming up too. We should be very, very careful. Since I assume office, I have visited Ogoni issue, and I see all that happened. Most of them are untrue. Also, this one now, even when I went to the, I'm yet to even give the area commander the report, which we are to meet by tomorrow. I have gone there, entered. If you are in our WhatsApp page, you see all those things, and you see also where they say cattle eat their crops, their fallow bushes. And as a matter of fact, when they took me there, I think that was on Monday, we went there to make supervision of all those things, to investigate, to see. I could not trace one. You know, sometimes it is information given to somebody. Nobody that will be shouting, and these people, person would not say, okay, let's go, stop, do this or do that. So, and when all the investigation is carried out, you will find out that there is nothing.
So even if, as much as maybe,
but we understood
from what you said, is it that the concern of people, they might not have eaten their crops, okay, maybe, but they are not comfortable with the fact that people are trespassing on their property with their cattle without any sort of arrangement with me. I did not allow you.
That is where the problem is. This thing you said now is where the problem lies mostly. Because there is nobody that will come into somebody's house without knocking his door. Just bashing. Where is it on? Nobody. But doing that too is wrong. That is why this body is there. If as this NACDPAMN body is there, we are also, before you come in, you will take a leave from us, from the state council, that you are coming into Rivers State. Rivers State will issue you authority, and then there are some certain quotas you will pay, which federal government and state government and local government will have their shares over there. It's not going to be an individual issue anymore. Then, as a matter of fact, while they are coming, the custodian of the land also be aware. That is why we are collaborating with the Royal Majesties of the all the AGS. They will be aware that so number of cattle will pass your age, so that if you are seeing it, don't be afraid. Not like in the army when they want to launch they also
range.
thank you. They go on air and they talk, and all these things supposed to happen in the cattle industry. So as a matter of fact, when you did not inform anybody and you bash into his community, bash into his land, and you are passing and you are eating grasses over there, and from peradventure you eat alongside with the crops, why wouldn't they shout? They will shout.
We'll go on a quick commercial. I'm sure many of you listening from all that has been said, you have questions. So send your questions in on WhatsApp 0809 030 6416. Our guest has been the chairman of the National Association of Cattle Dealers, Processors and Marketers of Nigeria, NACDPAMN. So again, send your messages, questions, contributions 0809 030 6416. We'll go on a quick commercial. The conversation continues shortly. questions. We had told you earlier on before we went on the break that if you have questions, you can do well to send them to us via the WhatsApp number 0809-030-6416. And some of you already have, and we'll be taking those questions now. Again, the numbers to send your questions to 0817, I beg your pardon, 0809-030-6416. Send in your questions now, and they will be answered by my guests. All right, quickly. This one says, just a minute. All right. National Chairman, warn your members to stop destroying our farms in Ekpe land. There's a limit to endurance. This one says you should warn. Good morning. It is unfortunate. The morning yesterday is saying a lot of lies and it's messing up issues. The cattle are feeding on crop, and it's true and established. Eche, MOA, LMA, etc. The herders sometimes rape and even kill our women in their farms. He should tell the whole truth. This is Pastor Oku from Iguruta. Another person says, Ambassador Chisom says, cattle ate my friend's cassava farm. He planned as a backup finance for his project. Now he is stranded. 0817-923-0002. Good morning, Nigeria.
Good morning.
Straight to the point, please.
Yeah, I want to greet our guest in the studio, Amadi, my brother. Since this man took over this cattle issue in River State, River State has been very peaceful. I saw him at Canada local government. He even came to Kukunkoro local government. This man has been doing well. And also this man is a national union chairman in national union sector is doing well. And question I want to ask him, this period of time, to please reduce the amount of their this in their account. It's too much so that people can buy it and go to their various places and shop with their people.
Oh, the cost.
Dear Levado.
Thank you very much. Hello, Nigerian. Good morning.
Good morning, Ifiemi Andrew.
Yeah, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning to the guest.
Thank you.
Yeah, I listened to him and he talks about, you asked him a question and he said the problem we are having is migrant headers. And I want to say that these migrant headers, according to what he said, he also mentioned, checking trucks that are coming in and all that. My brother, the issue of checking trucks is late on arrival. Are you aware that as it stands, a lot of northerners, these headers, are taking over most of the forests, and the people who are causing this problem more to communities are youth leaders and chiefs, collecting money from these headers. I think they have their association in this state and the LGAs who have been able to call these people or arrest these head leaders of these men.
All right, Litambari, thank you very much.
People invade farms and kill people.
Thank you very much, because we don't have a lot of time, so we get your point. Maybe 1 or 2 minutes, the chairman will respond. I'll take a few more messages. This one says, honestly, we are still practicing a very old system of animal husbandry, and we don't want to leave it because of tradition and tribal sentiments and religion. I bet you give arid land to northern region of Israel or Holland or Texas, and you see what they do with dairy farming. Good morning, Nigerian. For Ben, you sent that message in.
Good morning to you, Andrew.
Yeah, good morning.
My name is Comrade Kowate Mangus. I'm calling from my trade right now.
All right, quickly, straight to the point.
Yes, very quickly. The issue of cattle rearing in this state is becoming the one that we should watch. And River State government, as a matter of urgency, should look into the matter and see what they can do. To the best of my knowledge, I know that there are laws and regulation rules guiding this whole process. And I believe from what the chairman said, they are breaking rules. There are some procedures. If you want to move cattle from point A to point B, there are procedures how you can move them. But it seems that all those rules have been broken. Nobody is talking about it. If you go to every community, I wonder how a village woman or somebody in the village will spend her time to plant cassava, plant crops, and animals will come from somewhere and devour the crops and everything when it go in the drain, and we say nobody should talk about it.
All right.
The relevant laws guiding this should be checked.
Thank you very much. Please ask the chairman, assessing and allowing cattle land, do they have a reserve land where cattle will graze, or is it the same land owners use for farming? Again, if cattle march on or move through these farmlands, is he saying there is no damage, or there will be no damage of the crops in the land? So as we wrap up, Chairman, sir, in this situation, some people have mentioned that they have a settlement pattern where if cattle stray and get into people's farmland, there are certain amount of money is paid, or the way they compensate the farmers. Is that true? Do they have that?
Yes. There is something like that. I could remember when HA was having such a problem, and we swing into action. But then the DPO Larika was there, and then we went there. We discussed with them. This is one thing I'm saying, that it is not. It is to one thing is to make the law. Another thing is to follow it up. Who are the union for that? Follow up that thing. Like today, a national union of road transport worker. If there is anything that the state government wants under transportation, they call the state chairman. And immediately those things will be carried out, and the announcement will go all over the whole branches of the state. And they will follow suit. So who are there for that? So if they did not complete what they're supposed to do you think that such law will be maintained? The answer is no. Because you are only creating an avenue whereby people of the society will make merchandise of it. And that is the reason why you see some people collecting money, asking the herders that are migrants, go into the state grace. Nobody. They will not. And when the thing is beginning to bring problem, you cannot see those people eye. This is what happened in Nigeria. And at the end of the day, I try to handle that matter at least a little. Out of 100%, at least we succeeded now about 70 to 80%.
All right. So as we conclude, what would be your advice now?
My whole advice now is that the people of the state should please be patient. A body has been instituted by the federal government, being this NACDPAMN, as a union in the state, to checkmate all the activities of our people under the livestock industry, and that whatever happened now, in a short time, they will not see it again. And because we are asking for ranches, and inside these ranches, we will create an avenue where we have our dairy. These are things people should know. We will also create where we have our pasturing, even to produce, where the farmer, the least farm woman, will bring their corn stem after harvesting for us to buy and feed our cattle. And if this is provided, and even the cattle market will also be in that ranch.
All right.
And when all this is put in place, even the hospital, which will create an opportunity, job opportunity for those who study yes, and at the same time, in that this thing, if time is given to me, I have a lot, 1 million and one to also explain to our people to know. Even the factory of the industry that this thing will create to produce belts, shoes, and so on and so forth. From this, because we are in charge that the state will not
Weneda Amadi, JP, State Chairman of NACDPAMN. Thank you for your time. If you must know more, go online on Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH, and you can follow the whole conversation. Good morning.
Thank you.